Are you busier now than you've ever been?
I believe so. I believe every year of my career has grown. But obviously the past year has grown tremendously. I never thought that I'd be the creator, producer, and star of a television show. I certainly would never have imagined that a year and a half ago. And now I'm planning to take that on the road as well. So there's a lot of new, exciting things happening in addition to all the things I was known for doing before. So yes, it's a very, very busy and exciting time. And, you know, I'm really happy that we finally got to speak. And I'm almost happy we didn't do this at the beginning. You know, I know you had reached out at the beginning and the schedules weren't aligned at first. I'm really happy we waited because you really are a student of the show. I can tell you love the show. And I'm so grateful for that. And it's so nice and such an honor to speak to someone who really knows the ins and outs. Even the fact that you knew that I shot Hakeem from The Boys in Africa for Volume 3, and the pajamas and, you know, every little detail, Father MC. And, you know, these details really, I don't want to say impress me, but they make me emotional that you know, that you're that aware of the ins and outs of the show. So I'm really happy we waited. And we're going to have to do it again, either before the June show or maybe after the June show to culminate the 10.
Yeah, please do. I can't end without saying I interviewed Gina Thompson a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, and she told us her emotional story about her records, her albums being shelved. And then I said, how was it like doing Pass the Mic? And to her, it almost felt like somebody had just picked her up from nowhere and just said, I'm going to make you shine, despite all that has happened. And she said it was the most satisfying and rewarding thing that she had her kids watching her. And it's like, oh, mommy actually was a star kind of thing. So just to say thank you on her behalf for what you did. And it's given her that confidence that I'm going to go back out again. I'm going to try and resurrect my career, which was sadly curtailed. So it was the fact that you reached out to her, it's something that really has touched somebody like her and many of us. So I really appreciate things like that.
Well, that really, I don't even know what to say. That touches me in so many ways. Again, to have some kind of effect on the artists who affected me. I remember playing Gina and Missy's record, The Things You Do, at some of my early parties in 9th and 10th grade. And that record rocked. You know, it was the first record that Missy Elliott ever rapped on.
Yeah.
And it was a remix produced by Puffy. Exactly. It was her famous yeah. And, you know, I called Mona Scott, who has managed Missy Elliott, I believe, her whole career. And I asked Mona if she knew Pass the Mic, and she did. And I told her about the show that I was in the middle of producing. And I said, I want Missy on the show. And she told me right away that Missy was a fan of the show. Missy actually had posted Volume 2 unsolicitedly.
Wow.
So I knew Missy knew of the show. And then I said to Mona, okay, is you ready for my idea? You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't want Missy to do I Can't Stand the Rain. She said, okay, you want her to do Work It? I said, no. I said, that's a different era than this era. Missy spans many eras. I said, I want to do something really unexpected with Missy. I don't want her to do the song everyone would expect. I want her to do the first verse she ever did. I want her to do The Things You Do with Gina Thompson. And Mona said, have you found Gina Thompson? And I said, I haven't tried yet. And she said, well, if you can get a hold of Gina and she's down, then we're down. And I spent the next 7 days putting out word that I was looking for Gina Thompson. And Gina didn't have an Instagram.
Yeah.
And we also couldn't find her on Facebook. And it was bow-legged Lou, a full force.
Well, you both, the resources talent scout.
Who has been my partner in crime. He was my unofficial talent scout before he became my official talent scout, along with the legendary DJ Chill of Dougie Fresh's Get Fresh crew. Yeah. Chill and bow-legged Lou really became my official co-talent coordinators. And I believe that Lou put out a message on his Facebook, is anyone in touch with Gina Thompson? And I got in touch with her, and she was just the sweetest person. And I told her this idea, and she said to me, have you reached out to Missy? They both asked me the same question. Oh, goodness. And of course, they both said yes. And that's, you know, I'd say if we speak again in June and you ask me for my top 10 moments, this will, certainly be on my top 10 moments. I later found out that Missy and Gina hadn't spoken really since they recorded the record. I mean, I think they might've they shot a video and they performed it a couple times, but they basically hadn't spoken since 1996. And after I told everyone that I had spoken to everyone, we were confirmed, I gave Gina's number to Missy.
Yeah, Gina said so, yeah.
And I later found out that Missy called Gina and they spoke for 2 hours on the phone. And that just warmed my heart. So it's stories like you just told me that really are the fuse of my fire. You know, they are what inspires me. These moments in which I feel like I might have inspired my heroes. Yeah. Those are the greatest moments. So, I'm so happy that you told me these stories, particularly that one.
Yeah. Well, and there'll be hundreds, but when you when you do your 10th, fans of people who lost their families over the pandemic were posting how much watching, and especially Volume 3, lifted them up from one lady her mom had just passed away. And then 2 days later, she was watching Volume 3 and was able to say, as much as I miss my mom, watching this has really lifted my spirits. And it was the most popular comment on the thread. And so it has really touched a lot of people globally. I think over 100 million people would have watched an episode. And so we appreciate you. And as I said, we will celebrate you in when you come out with season 10, and then probably hear about what's coming to what we can expect as fans on the live show, because that would live tour, and hopefully behind the scenes, because I know I saw a snippet of it a couple of months ago where you were telling Big Daddy Kane, okay, you plug it in for the side. So hopefully we'll get a behind the scenes making of how you did 1 to 3 and stuff. Will we ever see something like that?
100%. Right now I have a 10-minute kind of sizzle reel that tells the journey, and it tells it in quite an emotional way. But I think I'm going to wait until the summer to put that out, because I want the next 2 episodes to be a part of it. Okay. And then after the first 10 episodes, we'll see where we are. And I'm excited for everyone to see those moments, because honestly, the behind the scenes moments are even more emotional than the moments you get to see. But before we go, I want to thank you. I've watched many of your shows. I have not watched all. I would like to catch up and see them all. Some of the moments that you've told me about on this show today, I've seen, but I haven't seen many of those, and I would like to as well. You've done an incredible thing. You were also inspired to get in front of the camera and the microphone during the pandemic, and you've been interviewing so many R&B greats, some of which who have received the credit they deserve, and many of which who have not received the credit they deserve. And you too have shined an incredible light on amazing musicians, some unsung, some who have been heralded, and some who have not. And you've done an incredible thing. And it's a testament to your show that so many artists have taken part. I know what it's like to call people and ask them to take part in something that's not on television and explain to them who I am and what I want them to do and why they should do it and who's done it. And those first 10 are always the hardest. And the fact that you're speaking to people like El DeBarge on this show is a testament to what you've created. And it allows me to continue to do what I do, because without platforms like yours that talk about it and that show highlights and review it, then what's my show? My show really is only as good as much as people watch it and talk about it afterwards and love it. And you give, an incredible platform to R&B music in particular. So thank you for doing what you do.
Cassidy, yeah, it's been, as I said, a great honor having you today. And I really appreciate what you've said. And I interviewed Father MC and Timmy Gatlin back and Don Robinson, but only a handful of people were watching. And when Pastor Mike 3 came out and I was able to put it on my channel, overnight my channel went from, I think, 200 subscribers to almost 10,000. And it was because people were watching that. And all of a sudden I started to realize, well, let me start interviewing the people more featured on that. So my success has come from piggybacking off what you've created. So I will always be grateful for what you keep doing and things. And as I said, I appreciate even the fact that in your busy time, especially even today, you did allocate time for me to hear your story and your journey. And I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much. It was great talking to you. And I can tell you're a therapist because you have a very soothing way about you and you're a very good listener. And, I do a lot of interviews, and to do one with someone who listens and reacts and who's informed and a fan of what you do is amazing. So I appreciate you. Let's make sure to do this again.
Yeah.
Either before the June show or maybe even after, to talk about everything.
Okay. Definitely. I would wait. I will hit you up to say, okay, when's a good time? And as you generously gave me time today, I'll be available and waiting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come. But thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come. But thanks a lot for watching.